How you doing, folks? Welcome back for another tutorial on Revit certification, Revit 2020. And on this one, this objective is going to show you how to use the Typography Tool. So you're going to find Typography on the tab, and of course, just kind of have your whatever structure you're working with on your screen. But you're going to go to the, where is it at? Massing and Site tab. As you can see right here across the front. Let me fix my camera. Sorry about that. That's probably better. But anyway, it's Massing and Site. All right. And then, of course, you can see there is a Toposurface button or tool. And Toposurface is different from your property lines. You can have property lines anywhere. Your Toposurface can be within or completely outside of your property line. So what we're doing with Toposurface, and if you look at the little picture there in the sample, is we're going to put some bumps and ridges and things like that on the surface for the structure to sit on. And of course, typically in a lot of cases, the surface is gonna be excavated and everything else. So there's actually a lot more that goes into this other than just what we're gonna do right now. But right now, I just want to show you how to use that tool. So later on, when you do get like some survey engineered data, you can actually plug that information in to provide that accurate topographical surface. All right, let's see. So we click on the Toposurface button. Let's see. Okay, and it says there's a warning down here. Right now, I'm in level 1. It says topographic elements are not visible in your current window. Okay, the reason why is you need to be on site plan. Okay, so come over to your floor plans views and choose site. I'll have to double click on it there. Okay, now we're in site. We can turn off this warning box. And there's our structure. Okay, now it's really simple. What you're going to do is just place points of elevation around the structure. And because this is a residential structure, and to get it according to code in my area, I've got to start with a -6 inches below the structure. Of course, I've got about an 8-inch floor slab with the thickened edge, so I've got plenty of space to work with there. But to change that elevation, you have to do that before you place the dot. Okay, so I'm going to place these first dots at -6 inches. Now, of course, on your test, I have no idea how they're going to ask you to do this, but everything I'm showing you something in here will be used in order to pass that question or set of questions on the test. So I've got it set for -6 inches, and I'm going to place that pretty much right around, very near my structure. 3 lines across the back are good. 3 lines down or 3 dots down the side will be sufficient. And you can see how the, maybe a 4th one, you can see how the terrain, this line that it's creating, is actually representing the terrain elevation. You can see how that kind of follows my dots around. Okay. There's one more right there. Okay, so that's for, right up next to my structure. Then as I move out from my structure, I can increase that elevation, make it higher. Of course, some other things will come into play there is, that I would want to have this shaped to where the water can drain in a certain direction, so it can, drain however the civil engineers have that set up. Okay, so just to show you again more of how that works, I'm going to just go to 0 level here, so I'm increasing it to 0. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of put some dots around, not a whole lot. Okay, and then of course something drastic. Let's put a -20 inches right across the front, so you'll see kind of how that looks. And then let's say there was a huge hill somewhere, maybe back here toward the back or something like that. So we'll put like 10 feet. Okay. All right, so I've got a topo surface, or I've placed a lot of those dots around to make a topo surface. And put another one right there. And all I have to do from this point is click the green check mark, and my topo surface is done. And you can see the topo lines that represent, this is, you know, where they go upwards. This is where they go up in elevation. Okay, to show you what that looks like, we'll go to our 3D view. Okay, hopefully we can see what's going on. Okay, there we go. So you can see the elevation mainly back here where I put that 10-foot section. You probably can't see it across the front so much, where I sort of put this 20 inches below this. So you know, it's hard to tell that. But that's basically how the topo surface works. If you had to edit any of this, we would go back to the site plan, and let's say you needed to edit some of the elevations along here. Click on the topo surface. It's in there just like another object, and you click on Edit Surface. There's all your dots. You just go in and find the dot. You click on it. It'll tell you what elevation it was originally set at, right up over here. So if you need to adjust that elevation, you would adjust it. Now, typically, if you were to get some of this data from an engineer, you'd have specific locations that you would need to place these dots. So it's not quite as easy as just going around placing dots, such as I've done already. One other thing that you can do is also label your contour. Okay, so we can looking at this puts the elevation actually on those individual lines. So we just click on it and then draw a line through it, like let's say right here, and then it gives us all of our elevations, how that piece of land goes up. Every foot looks like it has a mark. Okay, so that's how you use the topographical tool. I don't know of anything else I could show you with regards to that would actually be tested on. Let's go into Edit Surface again and see. Well, you can actually place additional points. You can also import. Probably I've never really messed with that, but it looks like CSV data or drawing DWG data you can actually import. Simplify surface, reduces the number of points in the topo surface. So those are some other things that you can do. But as far as doing it on the test, I'm pretty sure they're going to have you either place or edit, you know, a dot, the elevation of that dot. They might have you actually, you know, create a surface, which is really easy. It's, you know, the easiest thing I believe that you can do on Revit. So that's it. If you have any questions, just leave them below.